Hello everybody and welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast. Today I'm going to be doing my League One Team of the Season. The official league campaign has now come to a stop. Of course, that has now finished. We've got the playoffs still to be played. But other than that, the full main season has come to an end. So we're going to do my League One Team of the Season today. 11 players, so many fantastic performers. It was very, very difficult to choose. This has been based and heavily based on statistics. So really, really interested to see sort of what the stats would create when trying to pick my best 11. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. So much content coming your way. You simply do not want to miss out. Yeah, really, really excited for the future of the podcast. Also, leaving a like is so helpful. The algorithm, for example, on the podcast, helping it grow is what I'm always looking to do. So please do hit that button as well. Hit notification bell as well so you don't miss an episode of the podcast. Anyway, enough of the admin. Let's get straight into the podcast, starting off with my goalkeeper. And goalkeepers are difficult to go with. They really, really are. It is difficult to pick a goalkeeper. However, I have gone with Will. I'm not going to pronounce his second name. He's got a great second name, but I'm not going to pronounce it because it's quite odd, frankly. I don't really know how to. Pronunciation's never been my sort of thing. So, Will from Crewe is the player I've gone with. He got 71% saves per game percentage and average as well, which is really, really positive. A really, really nice stat to have. Also, 100% run-out average as well, which is, again, a really, really good stat to have by your name when one-on-ones, lots of different scenarios. But he's got he's got a perfect percentage as well, which is fantastic. Also, he's had 5 penalties against him this season, and he saved 3 of them. So really, really good penalty saving from him. I know penalty saves can be quite difficult to judge a goalkeeper against, but when it works in your favour, why not put that stat in there? It's been very, very positive from him. And he's also got a very, very good average rating by his name of 6.97. So for Will and for Crewe, you've got a great goalkeeper there. So many goalkeepers to choose from. It was difficult, but I have gone with Will from Crewe as my goalkeeper in my League One Team of the Season 2020-2021 campaign. Next up then, the left back, and I have gone with my first Hull City player. I have tried to spread it out and try to get as many different players from lots of different clubs as I possibly can, but you can't look anywhere else at left back than Callum. 1 goal this season, 9 assists, 13 big chances created, 18 clean sheets as well, and also a very, very good average rating of 7.28. He's at Hull City, of course. They've won the league, the champions of League One this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, helping his teammates out going forward with those 13 big chances created. But not only that as well, we can see by those clean sheets, he's not just going forward and exposing Hull at the back, he's also helping out with 18 clean sheets. So really, really good stats there with Callum Elder's name. He's my left back for my team of the season this year. Next up then, centre-back, and I have gone with my first Oxford United player, and I've gone with Rob Atkinson. 1 goal this season, 5 clearances per game, 2 interceptions per game on average as well, 85% successful dribbles. He likes to dribble, he likes to run the defenders, the midfielders, the attackers trying to press him and close him down. They can't do it. When he goes, he is gone. He's a really, really deadly player to have, and for a centre-back to sort of be able to dribble out, ball play as well. A really, really good player. He has actually been nominated along with a lot of these players in the official League One team of the year as well, which is really, really good. And shows once again, that he's a fantastic player. He has been very, very good for Oxford United this season. I've had the privilege to watch him so many times. So impressed with the development of this centre-back. Rob Atkinson is my centre-back in my team of the season. Also, 70% total duels won, an average rating of 7.24. You can't really go wrong there. That's why I've gone with Rob Atkinson as my centre-back. My other centre-back, I've gone with the Ipswich man, Mark McGuinness. 1 goal this season. He's averaging 5.5 clearances per game, 1.1 tackle per game as well, 81% pass accuracy. So, you know, he seems himself as a pretty good ball-playing centre-back. He might not do any passes, but the ones he does do are absolutely spot on pretty much. I don't know. I haven't been able to, that's quite difficult to look at how many passes he has made. But to be fair, he looks like he's a ball-playing centre-back looking sort of at the stats I can look at. 65% total duels won as well, so he's winning quite a few duels, which a centre-back, of course, is very, very important, and an average rating of 7.15. That is my other centre-back for my team of the year, and it's at Ipswich, it's Mark McGuinness. Next up then, right back, and this is my second Hull City player of my team of the season, and it's Lewis Coyle. 3 assists this season, 3 big chances created. Okay, big chance created, if you haven't watched me of these before, big chance created, it's down to XG, it's down to expected goals. Basically, the big chance created means that Down to expected goals, what should be hitting the back of the net, that assist should be creating a goal down to expected goals. So that's something very, very interesting to look out for. And Lewis Cole's created 3 of them as well. 2.6 clearances per game on average as well, and 8 clean sheets. He's also got an average rating of 7.17. But yeah, Lewis Cole, both fullbacks from Hull City. This one from Lewis Cole. At right back, I've gone with that man as my right back. Next up then, we've got a midfield 3, and the first one of them is going to be the Charlton man, Jake Forster-Caskey. 6 goals this season, 3 assists, a 76% pass accuracy as well. For a midfielder, really, really good pass accuracy. It's something very, very important to have, but it's not always easy to have, because you think when you're in that midfield, you're creating a lot of passes. You see yourself as a bit more of an attacking midfielder. You want to be making those risk passes, you want to be risky, you want to be playing those different types of passes to unlock the defence, to unlock different things to try and create the chances for your team. And sometimes you have to play a pass that maybe not on the eye be on, or maybe difficult. There may be an easier pass as well, so that average could go up if you're playing short passes backwards to your centre halves. But you know, in this case, in your midfield, and you want to be unlocking the doors and really creating chances, you're probably going to see that average rating maybe go down, because you're trying some risky passes. When they come off, they're absolutely fantastic and, you know, can turn into goals or really, really big chances. And to have a midfield percentage in your pass accuracy of 76% is very, very positive. 2 big chances created as well, which is very, very good. And also, he's got an average rating of 7.26. But my first centre mid of my 3 in my 4-3-3 formation is Jake Forster-Caskey of Charlton Athletic. Next up then, another Hull City man, but a player that I could not turn down. I could not have Jorge Honeyman not in my 11 this season. He's been absolutely fantastic. He's been captain every now and again for Hull this season. They've had a variety of captains. He has been captain as well, of course. The star of the Sunderland Till I Die documentary on Netflix. A really great watch. It's not a promotion. I'm not sponsored by him, but it's a really, really good documentary. I love Jorge Honeyman in that. He's now at Hull City. So he's not Sunderland Till I Die, he's moved to Hull City, but he's had a very, very good year in League One with them, and he has, of course, got them back into the Championship through winning the league this year. But these stats are absolutely mind-blowing. Watch this, 4 goals this season, 13 assists, that's 17 goal contributions, and the big chances created down to XG are absolutely tremendous. 21 big chances created, absolutely fantastic. 78% pass accuracy, very, very, very good. 3.1 tackles per game as well, so he's not just, you know, creating those chances going forward as a bit more attacking midfielder as well. He's also helping out with defensive duties, a bit more of a box-to-box maybe, but looking at those stats, he certainly is really helping that team out going forward. And also an average rating of 7.36, the highest average rating we've had so far in my team of the season. He's been fantastic, Jorge Honeyman, and he's probably a massive reason why Hull City have been so successful this season. Jorge Honeyman is my second centre mid in my team of the season in League One this year. And finally, my final midfielder in my team this season is the Lincoln City man. It couldn't be anyone else. It is George Grant. 13 goals from a centre midfielder, and not just that, 8 assists as well. That's 21 goal contributions from a centre midfielder. He's been absolutely outstanding this season. 9 big chances created as well. Not as many as George Honeyman, but he's really getting in with those goal contributions. So he may not be creating as many big chances, but he's finishing a lot more off. 78% pass accuracy as well. So coincidence or not, it's the same as Jorge Honeyman of Hull City. But also, he's been in the SofaScore Team of the Week 9 times, the most any other player has in my team of the season. He's also got a really, really, really impressive average rating, the highest of anyone in this team of the season, of 7.55. That midfield looks absolutely fantastic. It may not be as good defensively. They haven't really looked into it in terms of a positional sense, but generally those midfield 3 players look absolutely tremendous. Jorge Honeyman, George Grant and Jake Forster-Caskey. Some really, really good players there with some incredible stats this season. Moving on then to my front 3, and I've gone on that left with Aiden McGeady. 4 goals this season, 14 assists, 10 big chances created. This man is 35 years old, but still going strong. A fantastic player for Sunderland this season. Really impressed with Aiden McGeady. Another really good reason, I think, why Sunderland have been successful. They're in the playoffs, of course, playing against Lincoln in their, in their semi-final game. One of those two teams we playing, of course, either the winner of Oxford or Blackpool, who are in the other semi-final. I think Aiden McGeady's been a massive reason as to why I think Sunderland have been successful. We spoke about last season, Sunderland not being able to go up. This year, they've got a big chance being in the playoffs. They want to be desperately getting back into the Championship, eventually, maybe even the Premier League in a few years' time. Still a long way to go, and I don't think Aiden McGeady's in there for the long run at 35. How many years has he got left in him? But looking at these stats, it looks to me like he's nowhere near finished. It may be League One, maybe not the Championship or the Premier League, but even though these stats are absolutely incredible, 4 goals and 14 assists, 10 big chances created as well, 2.3 key passes per game, and again, for a winger, you'd think how many dribbles this man's making. More than every other dribble is actually coming off and being successful, with a dribble percentage of 60% being successful. So really, really, really good set of stats there. 18 goal contributions, 10 big chances created. For a 35-year-old winger, he looks far from done. Also, a fantastic average rating of 7.23. Next up then, we're on the right. We're going to go with the 2 wingers first before we look at our striker. And it's our first Gillingham player of this, of my team of the season. And it is Jordan Graham. And I'm not going to lie, I was sort of umming and ahhing. I thought Joe Ward of Peterborough was a fantastic player. And he has had some good stats this season. But Jordan Graham, I wanted to sort of mix it up a little bit. And Gillingham, the team that maybe doesn't get as much recognition as they should do this season, because they have been absolutely fantastic. We look where we may have expected them to finish. I think they've had a really good campaign. And also, Jordan Graham's been a big part of that. 12 goals this season, 6 assists. That's 18 goal contributions for a winger, which is very, very good. When we think about wingers, you may not be getting as many goals, as many assists, but these players have done just that. He has got more goals, Aiden McGeady, but again, those assists have been a little lower. But the big chances created of 13 certainly looks very, very impressive. Jordan Graham's been fantastic this season. Also, a 77% pass accuracy. That's not opposition half, that's not own half. That is in both together, averaging out at 77%. Fantastic pass accuracy. Really, really impressive from the Gillingham man. Also, 1.9 key passes per game as well. A key pass is a pass that, again, similar to big chances, but doesn't have to be in terms of putting it on the plate for a striker like big chances down to expected goals, but a really, really good key passes average as well, and also a fantastic average rating of 7.2. Jordan Graham has been great for Gillingham this season, and that's why he's my right winger in my League One team of the season. And finally then, I've gone with Jonson Clarke-Harris as my striker, and I think this is going to be surely going to spark some of the most debate out of every single one of these positions. I'm sure a lot of people have got so many different things to say, and there's so many different ways of looking at my team of the season and your own, but because there's been so many performers, like I said at the start of the pod. But again, I've gone with Jonson Clarke-Harris. I'm going to explain why that is. And then I'm also going to be looking at some other options as well, because there's been some very, very clinically great strikers this season. 31 goals, though, is absolutely tremendous. 31 goals, 3 assists, 11 big chances. That on its own is absolutely outstanding. 34 goal contributions and 31 of them goals. I think in a league like League One, you need to be scoring goals. You need to be a bagsman. You need a bagsman in this division to get out of the league. It just is so important. Not many teams get promoted without a goal scorer, without a player that you go, he's the goal scorer of that team. It's very, very rare. And again, Peterborough this season, the reason why they've gone up, the reason why they are automatically promoted is because they've got a fantastic player in Jonson Clarke-Harris. Very, very impressive him this season. He's at Doncaster season. He's been at Coventry before then as well. So he has had other stints at clubs, but he's been given an opportunity at Peterborough. Duncan Ferguson said, you start up front this season, mate. You try and score us a lot of goals. We sold Ivan Toney to Brentford last season. He's done unbelievably well in the Championship. He had some big shoes to fill. I think Jonson Clarke-Harris has done just that with the goal contributions and those 11 big chances. However, and there is a however, and that is because he has missed 24 big chances. 24 big chances. He could have had over 50 odd goals this season if those big chances had gone in. Of course, when you're a striker, you are going to get more big chances than any other position, of course, and you can't score everything. It's not, it is impossible to score every single goal. But don't think I've seen a big chance missed percentage a statistic ever like that before, and that is a big amount of chances being missed, and that is why I've also think a bit of recognition should go to the Sunderland striker Charlie Wick, who has been fantastic this season. I have gone in the end with Jonson Clarke-Harris, and that is down to the amount of goals he's scored. But I think Charlie Wick has had more assists, and he has had more assists than Clarke-Harris. He has had less goals. He hasn't had as many missed. He's only had 8 big chances missed compared to 24. But Jonson Clarke-Harris has got 31 goals this season, and he's been a huge reason why Peterborough got automatically promoted. They got robbed of that arguably last campaign. Obviously Wycombe took their spot due to expected, not expected goals. It was points per game, and that's why they missed out. But really impressed with Jonson Clarke-Harris. He's my striker. Let's run through it finally then. In goal, I've gone with Will of Crewe. At left back, I've gone with Callum of Hull City. My 2 centre-backs are Rob Atkinson and Mark McGuinness of both Oxford and Ipswich. At right back, I've gone with Hull City, Hull City's Lewis Coyle. My 3 centre midfielders are George Honeyman of Hull, George Grant of Lincoln, Jake Forster-Caskey of Charlton Athletic, Aiden McGeady of Sunderland, and on the right, I've gone with Jordan Graham of Gillingham. And up front, I've gone with Jonson Clarke-Harris as well. If we have a 12th man, we could even have 2 strikers. We could maybe have Charlie Wick in there. But he could be on our imaginary bench that I've created just for him. I think he certainly deserves some recognition. As well as many others do as well. That's the word. I think that's got to be the main thing we look at this. But really, really, really just outstanding. We've had so many fantastic performers, and there has been some outstanding players this year. They're just 11 of the players that I'd put in my team of this season. Really, really happy with that. That's my team this season. Of course, there'll be people that disagree and agree, hopefully, with my statistic created team of the season. If you do disagree, please give your thoughts in the comments down below. Make it a little bit of a discussion. Make a bit of a debate. I'll be responding to all of them as per usual. If you agree, please hit that like button. If you disagree, still like it as well. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new, of course. I've been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast. This is my League One team of the season. Starting 11. That's what I've gone with. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast, and I'll see you in a bit.